Today at Home with Miss Joan, guess what we're gonna make, y'all? We're gonna make a carrot cake, okay? Oh, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this cake, but it's well worth it to put forth the effort. And I thought, well, I'll just take my YouTube friends along as we make what I call Mama's carrot cake recipe. I'm gonna start out here. This is different in a cake, a from scratch cake, which means that you don't use a box cake mix, okay? It calls for self-rising flour. Most cakes don't. They call for plain flour. But anyway, 2.5 cups of self-rising flour I've got in my sifter. I am going to sift it because that'll make it just a little bit more finer, the flour more finer. Hopefully the cake layers will be more moist, I guess, not as dry. We get sifting out any kind of lumps that we got. And after that, I'm going to put 1.5 cups of I'm calling it Wesson oil, that's the brand name, vegetable oil. I've measured that out too, 1.5 cups. Okay, I'm gonna get a few things going. We'll stick it under the mixer, okay? And then 4 egg yolks. The whites are separate because I've got to beat the whites, and you actually fold in the whites, egg whites at the end, but 4 egg yolks is going in. All right, I'm gonna get this stuff under the mixer. 2 cups of sugar is going in next. Woo! She would make this every holiday, mostly Christmas. She loved to make a carrot cake. Or Easter too, because a lot of people think of carrots, rabbits and carrots on Easter. 2 cups of sugar's going in. All right. I'm going to combine all this together. It's strange. It calls for 4 tablespoons of hot water. We're going with it. That's in Mama's recipe. 4 tablespoons of hot water. And now I'm going to put in 2/3 a cup of chopped nuts. This is chopped pecans. Try and talk loud over my mixer here. Now, I have got finely grated carrots. See how fine they are? Okay? That's 1.5 cups going in. I tell you, this thing really smells good when it's baking. Y'all see all the carrots? All right. Now that did not take us long, did it, to mix up? Whoa, Nelly. All right. It's kind of a thick batter right now. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'll recap all of the ingredients that I put in there. I've got 1.5 cups of Wesson oil. I got 2 cups of sugar, 4 tablespoons of hot water, 4 egg yolks, 2.5 cups of self-rising flour. Oh yeah, I forgot I was going to put a teaspoon of cinnamon, and 2/3 a cup of chopped pecans, 1.5 cups of grated carrots, finely grated, okay? I wondered why I had the teaspoons laying out when I hadn't even used them, but I just thought I was being my usual crazy little self. So anyway, I'm only going to put 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, okay? I saw some recipes calls for 2 teaspoons. It seems like a little much for me. Alrighty, I'm just whisking this in because I didn't put it when we had the mixer. Now, to save time, I have already beaten my 4 egg whites as stiff as I could get them. They're going in. And they get folded in, okay? Now, they might have been a little stiffer if I hadn't done them ahead of time because I wanted to save time making the cake and the video because we got lots to do still with our frosting. I'm also going to fold in 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. That wire around my teaspoon lets me know that's a teaspoon. I got a rubber band around. I mark these things because I do a lot of canning. Y'all know that. It's just quicker.
I can't believe you didn't do a cap full.
Oh, I'm losing it. She's right. I always usually just do a capful, don't I? I've greased my cake pans for this. I don't use the non-stick spray. It takes 3 8-inch cake pans. Y'all, I don't use that non-stick spray on my from scratch cakes. I want to make sure they come out of the pan. And so I grease them and flour them the way Mama did it, because they didn't have all that stuff back then. I take some, this is Crisco, but this is what you call vegetable shortening, and I grease my pan good. I use a napkin to keep all that grease off my fingers. All right. It's not hardly as much as it looks like it is because I'm wiping some of it out. But anyway, then when I get through with that, I take my flour and dust it in one of them, and I shake it all around. There ought to be a song I could sing for this. Shake it all around. Okay, and then I just put it over into the other one. Like that. See, that's how it's supposed to look like. I might have dipped out too much flour, but I'm known for that. There's one. You want to make sure your sides are floured too. So that's why I'm tilting it all around. Okay. I'm going to put just a little bit more in that first one, because I didn't like how his sides look. Now, the excess, I just dump it out in the sink a lot of times, but since I'm right here at the bar working, showing y'all, there you go. They're ready now. Now, here's what's hard for me, is lifting up this big glass bowl. Woo. Just want to kind of even it out. Now, I didn't do it, but some people put pineapple in their carrot cake. Some of them put raisins. Okay, this is, today I'm making the one Mother made. Okay, these cakes are going to go into a 350-degree oven. We'll talk about how long I let them bake when I take them out. Now we're going to make a filling that's going to go in between the layers, all right? And to make that, you put, I sprayed this pan. I know I'm doing this in a big skillet, but I do my banana pudding filling in this big skillet, and it works great. So we're going to do the cake filling in it too. I'm going to put in 3 egg yolks, yolks only. All right. And then I'm going to put a cup of sugar. Now I'm going to turn my stove on kind of low. I'm going to mix these together. And I did a stick of melted butter. Okay, that's going in. Stir these a good bit so I can get my sugar, eggs, and butter all incorporated good. And then I'm going to slowly, and the key word is slowly, add a can of evaporated milk. Mama just called this canned milk. But it's evaporated milk, and the can size is 12 ounces. It's your normal size. I know y'all gonna fuss on me about my spatula. This is the one I love. It don't let me down. All right. Now, making sure this is all incorporated good. And I'll just start. I'm not going to dump in all the milk, because then it could get lumpy. We don't want lumpy. I'm putting in a little, and I'm just going to slowly stir. We're going to cook this slow, and it's going to thicken. It ought to thicken with them eggs in there. And when it thickens, I'm going to let it cool. And after it cools, we're going to add to it some coconut, some vanilla flavoring, and some chopped pecans. Don't that sound good? Woo, yeah, it sounds good to me. Don't y'all just love to make your mama's recipes or your grandma's recipes? It just feels like she's in here in the kitchen with me. Woo, I got happy with that one. There's a lot of dead time in this filling. I gotta be. So sometimes I get to act silly. I hope she takes it out. think about Mother making all of these recipes and no air conditioning in the kitchen. Little bitty small kitchen, but boy, we could get the work done in it. It didn't hold her back either from having company. I mean, that was the gathering place for the family, for her side of the family particularly. I'm gonna add it all now. We went slow with our milk, so we wouldn't have any lumps or egg clumps. Okay, y'all, this was a slow process. It took about 10 minutes on low. So now, I'm gonna cut this off as it needs to cool before I put my other ingredients in. Now we're gonna make the traditional cream cheese icing, cream cheese frosting, which takes an 8 ounce of cream cheese, and I got it good and soft, room temperature, and a stick of butter, like real butter, not margarine. I'm gonna put those together. Now I'm going to add 3½ cups of confectionery sugar. I'm going to do it 1 cup at a time. Jones' regular capful of vanilla goes in. Jordan pointed out to me earlier that I didn't do that with the cake part, the layers. I just measured it. That's strange for me. That cap's always a teaspoonful. All right, that's all you put in this. I could make this stuff blindfolded. I make it so much. This same cream cheese icing goes on a lot of cakes. It goes on my red velvet cake. It goes on my Italian cream cake. Both those cakes are already on here. It's the base for the strawberry cake, except you add strawberries to it. So this icing right here is very versatile. Y'all don't get alarmed now if your filling don't get thick enough for you while it's cooking, because look here. Now it's cooled. Now you see how thick it is. Okay, that's one thing. I guess Mama did right on the recipe. Now, when it's cool, that's when you add a cup of coconut. This is flaked coconut. And a cup or 2/3 to a cup of chopped pecans. And some more vanilla. So I'm going to put a capful, which is a teaspoon. Yum! Okay. Don't that look good? This part is complete. All right. Okay, y'all look, here's our cooked filling that we did. Got my layers here. I'm gonna ladle it on. Give me a bigger spoon. Yummo. I don't know what it's called. You can buy something in a can or something like this. You don't get very much though. This is a very moist cake. Ooh, that's pretty. The carrots have a lot of water in them, so it makes it really moist. Okay, let's see if I can get this one to come out. Ooh, isn't that pretty? See all the orange? Oh yeah, boy. This cake right here with a cup of coffee. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, what can I say? Just put it here between the layers and on the top. You could just go with just this filling for your entire cake topping. I'd make 2 recipes if I wasn't going to put the cream cheese icing on it, okay? Because a lot of times she'd do that. This would be what she'd do. This filling right here. See all that? That's pretty. Now, on the 3rd layer, it's a big cake, isn't it? You see what I'm saying? You don't have to ice the sides if you don't want to. You can finish out by dividing your filling that was cooked on the stove 3 different ways, okay? That's pretty. That's a good cake, okay? We like to finish it out with the cream cheese. Everybody has their own way of doing stuff. But y'all want to kind of see what I'm doing, don't you? Sorry about that. Whoops, I pulled it off as much as I'm putting it on, looks like. Here we go. I think I got a hole right there. Is that right? I can't really see it. Let me turn it around, see what we're doing here. Now, if this starts getting a little slippery and slidey, y'all know I can't talk. Slippery and slidey-fied. Slippery and sliding on you. Set it in the freezer for just a few minutes and you can pick up right where you left off, okay? Because this is a creamy, creamy icing. Okay. Whew. I was thinking, well, how can I make sure that everybody identifies as a carrot cake? Okay, y'all may have to help me with this. I wanted to get me some of them little candies like you order or you buy, and they didn't have any at my store, and I was too late to get them ordered. So I had some of these little baby carrots. I had some of these in the refrigerator. The little miniature baby carrots. So, I don't know. I just thought, I'll just have to tell my family, hey y'all, that's not a sweetened picky. I was trying to make me a little carrot to go on top. I'm not saying that you got to do this. Sticking it in this cream cheese icing may not be as easy as I thought. This is the outside. I almost did the inside. I cut them. That'd be pretty too. If there's some kind of silliness to get into, I can get into it, okay? Of course, these was already peeled and fixed, so I had some parsley. So you're going to say, whoa, Miss Joan, my life, you're going to turn that wonderful cream cheese icing into part. I'm just using it for a little foo-foo here. I'll say family. Pull that carrot off of there. Hey, it's just for pretty. Now, remember, we put chopped pecans in the layers. We put chopped pecans in the filling that we cooked, that we put between the layers. Just to do a little pretty, I thought I'd just put some of the... And some people don't like nuts, bless them. Some people can't have them, I know that. I love baking cakes. I always have. This as a young girl. Oh, mercy, Miss Joan. Mom would be so proud today that we made this cake. Carrot cake. Woo, cup of coffee. And I'm always putting a glass of milk, but y'all try this and tell me if you like it. That, like I said, you could put that filling on it, that nutty filling we made, not do the cream cheese. We decided to do both because it's going to make it even double good, okay? Y'all, we're going to cut us a piece, okay? I want you to see the whole thing. Woo-wee. Y'all, look at here. I wished I could tell you just how moist. Look at here. How moist. And see, remember that cooked filling is right in the middle of these bottom 2 layers? I wish you was here in the kitchen with me. We'd sit down at the table. We'd cut us a piece of this. We'd have a good long talk and a lot of fun. Memories of my mom. She always liked to cut it while it's still hot. I'm telling you what. If you make one, you let me know, okay? We had all this time together today cooking and learning a new cake recipe, carrot cake, right here from At Home with Miss Joan. At home with Miss Joan, would you like? You know, whether you like it or not, okay? At home with Miss Joan, please subscribe. Sure does help this old girl's channel grow. Won't you share with friends and family? your mom and them, okay? Comment right here and you'll hear back from me. You know, preacher, get back with you, my daughter, me. Somebody will right here from At Home with Miss Jones. Woo! Y'all check these videos out, okay?